I get there with 1 mile till empty.
Oh no.
I am stuck. I am stranded.
It doesn't fail. It is always anything past 11. He's starting to sound like death is rolling over him.
Are you on siege right now?
I accidentally clicked him.
I'm sure you have a lot to talk about too, don't you?
I have some.
Are we ready? I just want to make sure.
Yes.
I'm probably going to sound so tired in this. Welcome back to Yap-Trap Remote.
Should we add random gameplay? Vote in the comment section.
Should we?
Because we are not doing a normal remote episode.
Yes. I mean,
we are.
Yeah, we've had remote episodes where we don't play a game, but yes, the original plan, we were going to play Flight Sim tonight, and we're not.
Because both of us have been busy the last week, and both of us do not feel like trying to relearn Flight Sim while actively trying to also record a podcast.
Yes, this is totally my fault, because I should have been keeping up with it, and hopefully next time we play it, we'll get back into the groove of things and be like, okay, we know how to play video games again. Because also, I haven't even played on the podcast with my flight stick and throttle, which I know how to use, but I've forgotten where I assigned all the buttons, so I'd have to relearn that. And I don't think that'd be very entertaining to hear me relearning that through a whole podcast. Anyway, as you
might be a good side video for your second channel or third channel or eighth channel. I don't know how many channels you got, but
good stream idea. Good stream.
Maybe
idea.
Actually, that would be.
I have streamed Flight Sim before, and that was pretty fun. I got some pretty funny clips out of that. Because man, helicopters are really fun in that game. Once you get the hang of them, helicopters are really fun.
I bet it is with the flight stick too.
Yeah, I think what I did was I did do the flight stick throttle, and I was in VR, and it felt really good. Actually, if you go to my second channel and watch my newest video where I build the Lego Atlantis Neptune carrier, you can see a clip from that at the very end, so there's an excuse for you to go watch that. No, you're not allowed to skip to the very end just to see it. You have to watch the whole thing.
YouTube doesn't allow you to skip anymore. Whenever we put it for a certain setting, you can't see it. Our videos are now labeled as ads.
We just run ads, but it's the whole podcast episode. Anyway, speaking of ads, as you saw last episode, we do have merch. And at the time of us making that merch video, we didn't have some of the things that we have on there now. So, like, we got the what's it called? We got the retro shirt. We got the Dundee merch, which is awesome. We got the retro shirt I designed, which I am really, really proud of. There's probably something else. I don't remember, but go check all that out because I think we're really proud of all the stuff we've got on there.
I think Carter's going to buy the retro and the Dundee.
Oh, that's awesome. My plan next time I order it, I'm going to order another bulk of stuff for myself. I'm going to get the retro shirt. I'm going to get the Dundee shirt. I'm finally going to get the remote shirt because I don't even have the remote shirt yet.
I got to do that too. I got to get the Dundee one.
Yeah, and I think that's the only ones I'm going to get for now. But, yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff. And I like it because it's like, you know, you don't even got to be a fan of the podcast. That stuff just looks sick, in my opinion. You can just wear that, and you don't got to know what our podcast is. You are your own Yap-Trap, you know?
Yes. I think, wasn't that like kind of some of the plan of when we decided the name of it too, was like, oh, you are your own Yap-Trap?
Well, I think kind of, yeah.
That was my thought whenever we were doing it, was like, oh, this is kind of relatable to everybody.
So,
what do we have to talk about today? Sorry, I keep interrupting. I feel.
If a lot. No, it's fine. That is the whole podcast, James. It's just you and me interrupting each other at just every second, every single second.
There's got to be somebody that's got like a pet peeve of interruption that has scrolled past our video and just left with the most anger in their eyes. Just like, I hate these people. They won't shut up.
They won't
They keep
stop
interrupting each other.
They won't finish a thought because the other one won't let them.
Yeah.
So you're probably wondering, I assume I probably sound like this. James can probably confirm it, but I probably sound really tired.
He sounds like he's been up until 1 a.m. Very few times that happens.
And he's pretty close on that. He's pretty close to the truth there. So today, you guys are gonna get to. This will be the first time I talk in length about my job because normally it's pretty uneventful, which is great. It's great when my job is uneventful. It's wonderful.
So glad your job is uneventful.
I'm sure yours is not.
Mine is the job I'm working right now is, but my previous jobs have been pretty eventful.
Yeah. But... So I have to also get into how our plant works, which is fun, and that'll hopefully help people kind of understand what I do and, give more insight, because I feel like I don't talk about it very much because sometimes it's kind of a lot to explain, so that's why sometimes I don't talk about it. But first, oh my goodness, it's been raining so much. And to any other wastewater operators out there that might be listening, rain bad. Unless you are an extremely lucky individual and you happen to work in a town where there are separated systems, a separated stormwater system and a sewer system. God bless you. Oh my goodness, you don't know how lucky you are. Or you probably do. Ours is combined. Like most places. Most places around the country are combined because that's just how they were designed 100 years ago. And it would cost billions of dollars to separate them again. But if you don't know how water works, I'm sure you do. That's a lot of water. When it rains, that's a lot of water that goes into the sewer. That is a lot more than normal. So, last Friday, I don't think it rained last week, did it?
Yeah, it did. It rained a little bit. Not much, though. Not as much as we've had in the last week.
Well, okay. So, the thing that happened last Friday, I don't think was caused by rain. It was caused by something else that I won't mention. But one of the parts of our wastewater system is grit removal. What I mean by grit is basically anything grainy, like sand. As you know, James, the area we live in has so much sand.
Okay, so yeah, let's go into that really quick because ADHD. It's so sandy that if you weedy or mow, you're likely to get a cactus in your leg or arm.
Yeah,
it's not fun
everywhere. Which is,
mind you, because we've already doxed ourselves before. We're in Illinois. We're not in Texas or Arizona. It's not like we should have cactuses. No, we should not have cactuses.
It's quite a weird place for so much sand and cactus. It's really weird. So I can only assume this is where it all came from. When the sewers of this town were first built, obviously they're in the ground, and there was probably a lot of sand that they just left in there. And so whenever we get a big rain or other things happen or something someone's basement's backed up or something, and the city has to go get their vac truck and then dump it in our dump station, it's usually a lot of sand. We get a lot of sand in. And so that's why our grit classifier is so vital, is because it removes all of that. Well, the system we have for grit classifying is terrible. It is the worst. It's for a lot smaller scale stuff and places that just don't have a lot of grit like we do. Sorry, that I worded that wrong. It's for places with not a lot of grit, which is not us. We have a lot. We have a lot.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm going to try to explain what a grit classifier is. So there's like...
Mind you, anybody else that has no idea what he's talking about, don't worry, I'm in the same boat. I have no idea. This is not my forte.
So there's classifiers and there's clarifiers. So first I'll talk about what a clarifier is. They're actually very similar. So a clarifier for what's called an activated sludge plant, which is what mine is. Basically, now I have to get into what an activated sludge plant is, don't I? I probably need to, just to be careful. Which is fine. We got time. Activated sludge basically it's just this thick water, thick concoction of microorganisms that you mix around and you aerate it, put air into it a bunch to keep these guys alive, and then you throw in raw sewage water in there, and the bugs eat it up, and they eat up all the nutrients and stuff, which is awesome. It's literally like, it's bioengineering. It's so cool how it works and how we figured out as humans how to get microorganisms to do jobs for us. It's nuts. It's so cool. But anyway, for example, what it looks like, it's kind of like a chocolate brown liquid. And then when you get a sample of it and sit the bottle down, all the sludge kind of settles to the bottom. It's got a lot of solids in it because,
What's it taste like?
It's a great question. You want to come by and try it sometime?
Yeah. You and me can have a shot. You and me can have a shot together of it, see what it tastes like.
No. No. I'm lucky enough I haven't gotten it in my mouth yet. But I have gotten influent water in my mouth before. That was fun.
Influent water?
Yeah, sorry. I'm throwing terms out there that a lot of people probably don't get.
Nobody understands this except for people that work in this industry.
So, this is a whole lesson in wastewater now, I guess. This is what the title would be. Lessons in Wastewater.
Yap-Trap, but we are chemists. Yap-Trap, but we do chemistry.
Bioengineering with Walker Peterson.
Was it bioengineering? I thought it was chemistry. Now I'm even more confused.
I mean, there is chemistry involved, but I'll throw out these terms so they make sense too. Influent is influent water, as in the stuff coming into the plant. Sewage water. Straight sewage water is influent. Effluent is the stuff leaving the plant, or the stuff leaving the certain form of treatment.
The stuff going into the river?
Yes, that would be what we put out of our plant. Or like what comes out of a clarifier. That's why you don't drink
river water. Because you don't know how many towns are just dumping their waste into the river.
Yeah.
You don't know how many towns have people that actually know how to do this.
This is true. The main concern, your main concern shouldn't be, oh no, a wastewater dumps into this. I shouldn't go in there. It should be, do the people at the wastewater plant do their job right? And should I trust them enough to go in this water?
I have a lot more trust going into the water over by where we live now, because I know that Walker works on the water. Before that, it has been known to just give people cancer. So,
and also,
including my grandma. So,
oh man. Also with the river that we go into, we also get all of the effluent from stuff up in Chicago. So it's like we're actually making the river a better place for life by, you know,
You're
pumping
getting
out into
effluent.
that water, into
You're
that
getting
river.
You're getting effluent from Chicago.
Yes.
Effluent's the output.
Yes.
Why is Chicago outputting into ours?
Because that's
Or
just
is it in?
the
Is
chain
it?
of where everything goes. Like it's like they go into the
Illinois River.
river, which goes into
Oh,
our
okay.
river, which
That
then
makes more
eventually
sense.
goes into the Gulf of Mexico. You know, all. So we're technically our effluent technically goes to the Gulf of Mexico because I mean that's just where it's going to end up.
That makes a little bit more sense because I was confused on why they're dumping it into the river and then the river brings it down to us.
Yes.
Is what? Okay, that makes more
Yes.
sense.
Yeah. So where was I going? Yeah, about the sludge. So it's also like if you get a sample, the solids, the brown stuff will kind of settle down because it's really solid, and microorganisms are solid things, you know. So anyway, what a clarifier does, what the process of a clarifier is basically it's gravity, which is it's crazy how simple it is. It's like so now you've got it's almost like you've made the sewage dirtier, but you haven't in a way. It's like you've made it dirtier. Now what the heck are you gonna do with this? How are you gonna get clear water off of it? Basically, you pump it into this giant basin, and you don't stir it up like you have been or anything, and it literally just all that stuff settles to the bottom, and what's left on top is very, very clear water, just straight up clear water, which also is assisted chemically by aluminum sulfate or another chemical that binds to different nutrients in the water like nitrogen and phosphorus and also helps with that. So the water that ends up on the top of these clarifiers ends up being very clean, very clean. Then there's also skimmer arms on the top to remove trash that may have gotten through. So that water ends up being very clean. So there's more processes after that, of course, but I won't get into that. A grit classifier.
Have you drank that water?
No.
This will be my main question: is at what point have you drank that nobody normally does? Like, there's got to be a point in the process that you have drank before it actually is fully done. Correct?
No.
Oh, what?
No.
Oh, you ain't no fun. I would have tried that. I would have tried that stuff at least. Like you said, it's super clean.
You are the worst. No. I have told James this though in the past that what our effluent is, if it was ran through a carbon activated filter and they added a bit more chlorine to it, I would legitimately consider drinking it because that's how good our effluent water is at the plant I work at.
Would it theoretically be good enough without the carbon filter to drink and not like cause harm? Don't try this at home, maybe we should say.
Yeah, don't try any of this at home. Don't go to your local wastewater plant and be like, can I get a sample? I don't think so. Because there's also the issue with modern wastewater plants where we pretty much can't do anything about pharmaceuticals either. So it's like, you know, people take pills and stuff, and the pharmaceuticals they take end up in their excrement.
Okay.
And we haven't gotten to the point in wastewater treatment where we can actually treat for pharmaceuticals. So you're basically drinking all the it'd be diluted, of course, because obviously your body has absorbed what's in those pills you've taken. But it'd basically be like you're also at the same time drinking all of the town's pills that they've taken, and that is the dangerous thing.
I need to find a crackhead town then and go drink their effluent water, because ain't that how that works?
Oh, no. There's also like nitrogen still in there. We're not regulated on nitrogen just yet.
So what does that entail?
Nitrogen, in large quantities, nitrogen obviously isn't very good for you, and nitrogen can deplete the oxygen in the water. Their main concern with nitrogen in the water is it kind of eats up the oxygen in the water, and obviously the fish need the oxygen in the water to breathe. So nitrogen also can be bad for you. The nitrogen in our water would be a lot more than what you would drink normally. So
Okay.
probably if you drink it for a long time, that'd be bad for you.
Which then I just thought of another question is like when it come you said yet with the nitrogen. Are you guys planning on getting there?
Yes, yeah. So
Will you just said that nitrogen will like kind of will kill off fish, deplete the oxygen. When you guys do that, what's the likely chance of there being a higher death rate for fish in our area for a brief moment? Because I know it wouldn't be permanent because that's how that kind of works. Is you guys are like you guys are trying to normalize it around the like ecosystem as well in our
so
area.
you're saying like what would be the death toll if we didn't
Not
treat
necessarily
for nitrogen, or
no. When do you? Is it likely that there will be a higher death toll in fish in our area because of you starting to treat for nitrogen or treating with? Is it treating for or treating with nitrogen?
treating for?
Oh, treating for. So theoretically, you would actually help fish survive more.
Yes, as
Okay,
I've
never mind.
I've told you before. Also, uh, I've gone way off track, but it's kind of okay because we pretty much said we're already gonna record 2 podcast episodes in this session. But I've gone way far from the grit classifier, but that's fine. As I've told you before, our plant and many other plants also do these things called fish tests. I think it's called acute toxicity test or something, where basically they, at different levels of dilution, they throw fish in our effluent water. We send them a sample and they put fish in it and see how long they live. And it's minnows too, so it's like minnows are really easy to kill.
Yes.
They're very easy to kill. So
We do not support animal abuse on this podcast.
No, absolutely.
This is, mind you, I'm gonna put something out there that way people don't think, oh, well, why would you ever do that? Stuff like that, where we theoretically abuse animals we use them to see how long they live in certain situations. That is what keeps you alive. I feel like people misunderstand that the fact like the reason Walker's able to talk about a lot of this and the reason he has a job in this is because of animal practices such as the fish thing that are able to tell us how the water is or how food is and whether or not it's edible or not or drinkable. It's part of the process. It has been for hundreds of years. There's not really another way of doing it still. I mean, we still have to use animals for that reason because there's not another way of doing it. There's other like studies and everything that require animals in the idea in a lot of which are in healthcare, but where animals are used in order to test certain drugs, certain like vaccines and everything else. But it's so that you instead of going through 100 humans trying to figure out how this works, we go through 100, not even 100 mice, and say, "Oh, hey, now we've perfected this. Let's try human trials." And then, yeah, maybe you have issues with humans, and then you have to go back through it. It happens, but the sad but good sacrifice that animals make in order to help us be healthy is required within our way of living. So I was just throwing that out there because, like, being an animal person, I also see a lot of people that are like, "Oh, how cruel of you that you feed like snakes and whatever the mice, and why would they even have frozen thawed mice in the first place?" It's because those mice originally, the frozen thawed idea, was originally because of research. They used them for research, would freeze them when they died, so that they can then go back years later and then relook at the trial and be like, oh, hey, this is why this mouse died. We don't want to do that still. So, sorry, I went off topic too with this, but the minnow thing, I was like, oh, somebody's gonna watch this and be like, they're killing minnows. Yes, they are.
Oh, they're killing the little guys. No.
Yeah. So sorry, they are killing them, but it is so that you don't drink poison.
But in fact, we're not. That's where I was about to go with it. We are not. As I've told you before,
well, you guys
I won't go into the specifics, but usually when we do our fish tests, they come back excellent. Sometimes even better than their control group water. Than their control group or whatever. Which is they test it at different levels. I don't know what the levels are, but it's like 25% are effluent water mixed with whatever other water they got, then probably like 50-75%, and then they do 100, which that would never happen. Obviously, they'd never live in 100% of our effluent water. But in nature, they would never live in that. But they do well in that. I haven't seen the results in a while, but I also don't need to share the results. But usually we do pretty good on those, which is awesome. Yeah, about nitrogen thing, we're not, again, just to wrap that up, we're not regulated on it yet, but it's kind of because it's like, it's almost kind of like the powers that be are giving us time to figure it out. There's this amount of time where we are given to basically, they're like, okay, figure out how to remove nitrogen in your plant efficiently, or just try to get it within the limit we're giving you. Or it's like, this is what they give us our limit number, and they're like, you don't have to report this, but this will probably end up on your permit in the future, so just try to hit that, which is great, which is nice. And even we just got our new permit recently, or the draft for a new permit. We're still not regulated on nitrogen, which is kind of nice. We definitely will be in the future, and that will make things harder, because the way it kind of works is it's like the really good way to remove phosphorus affects how well you remove nitrogen, and it's like it's tough. Or it's like, do you want a lot of nitrogen removal? Yes, here you go. Oh, now you're not removing phosphorus as well. You want to remove phosphorus really well? Okay, well, now you're not removing nitrogen very well. It's tough. I love it. And then there's the whole PFAS thing, which I'm not even going to explain, because I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, PFAS. I don't even know what that could mean.
PFAS. I will just say that, no, I should see, man, I'm getting in so many tangents. This is such a fun conversation.
This is a good conversation, because I've not, we've talked about it briefly, but I've not really heard this much in depth on, your job. You've given me roundabout answers, but, I've not heard this in depth, mainly because I still don't understand what we're talking about.
Yeah. So basically, I'll just give you a couple details on PFAS, just a little bit. One, it's a forever chemical that's in almost every single thing that is manufactured. Like everything. It's in all our clothes. It's been leached into our food, definitely. And their main concern is, I think it was bioaccumulation, where it's like, since it's a forever chemical, it's not gonna go away very easily.
Okay, so it's microplastics.
It is basically the same thing as microplastics. Yeah, it's
it is actually the same. Okay,
it's very close. And then, yeah, so it's in everything. It causes infertility. It causes cancer. It's in firefighting foam. That was a random fact. But what I wanted to get to was, that's eventually going to become a thing where we have to treat for it, which the process for treating for it, they still don't even know how to efficiently treat for it because it's so hard to break the chemical bond of PFAS. Like, it is so hard. It's so hard that I think the last time I checked, it's a huge plant that they've got that is able to remove PFAS and basically eliminate it. It's huge. There's also, I think there are cheaper ways of going about it, but the issue with the way we're going to treat PFAS probably at a small scale at a plant like mine is you're not eliminating it. You're just moving it. So basically the way it's probably going to go is we're going to probably... Yeah, now I'm going into PFAS. We'll probably have a a carbon-activated powder filter. Is that the right way? Is that the right combo of words? A carbon filter. We're going to have a carbon filter. Probably. I'm okay with saying this because, like, none of this is in the pipeline. None of this is even official. I'm just saying this is probably what's going to happen when we have to treat for PFAS. It'll go through this carbon filter, but the carbon filter doesn't... It's a filter. It doesn't eliminate it. So someone's going to have to come and get it and then dump it somewhere. But where are they going to dump it? Because we don't want it.
So wait, is this almost basically like nuclear waste where like we can't... You have the waste of it, but you have to put it somewhere and you guys don't want it? But like nuclear waste is obviously even worse because there's a reason we have like 4 underground bunkers full of it right now. Because you can't, when you're putting it there, it becomes super radioactive and everything. And it's kind of hard to like get rid of. This stuff you're saying it's hard to get rid of, but it's not like dangerous to just be around. It's dangerous to ingest.
It's dangerous to ingest, yeah.
I'm assuming that nuclear waste is probably also dangerous to ingest, but I've not tried it yet, so maybe one day.
We'd have to do that's a Yap-Trap Wild World episode. Today we taste test nuclear waste.
Today we taste test uranium.
So yeah, there's PFAS is going to be interesting, and it'll make my life harder in the future. But the main thing is we're going to be testing for it soon because they're going to require us to test for it. Do you want to guess how much the lab tests cost? Because we're not going to do it ourselves. It requires very special machines that we don't have, and we'll have to ship them to a lab.
To a higher or lower? Is it higher than $500?
Yes.
$5,000.
That's a little high. That's high.
Okay, I'm going 2,500 then. Okay, in the middle.
$1,000
for a test.
Yes, $1,000 for one lab test. Which, if
doesn't
you
even
look
do
at
anything.
The other stuff, whoa, that is crazy. Because it's probably going to be quarterly. So every quarter of the year, we're going to be spending $2,000. $2,000 on testing for this thing. It's crazy. That's
just testing. That doesn't do anything. All it does is tell you whether or not it's there or not, correct?
Yeah. I hope I'm not scaring anyone. I'm probably scaring everyone in the audience.
I hope you're horrifying people.
Also, just to cover myself, all of this is in a video game, okay?
What?
All this is in a movie. All this is in a video game. I'm not an expert. I just know what I gather from everything I see.
Are you trying to say your job is a video game?
I'm trying to say take every single thing I just said with a grain of salt because I'm not a scientist and I'm not the EPA.
He wears a lab coat and deals with chemicals. He's not a scientist, y'all.
No, I'm not, I swear. Anyway, take all that with a grain of salt. Do not be scared because
there's a reason. There's a reason for all of it.
their main concern with it, the reason they're concerned about it is because, like I said, the bioaccumulation, where it's like it gets into our systems, gets into our wastewater. We then, part of our process is spreading dried sludge, dewatered sludge onto farmland. The PFAS bioaccumulates there. Obviously, that gets into the crops, then gets into the animals that we eat. So they're just kind of worried about, like, there is a cycle of it, obviously, but they're worried about the amount of PFAS in that cycle getting bigger. Because if there's a lot more and that amount of PFAS gets bigger, then obviously the health risk is going to get a lot bigger.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. For pretty much everything else, Like, that's pretty much everything. This is a crazy place to bring up this quote, but do everything in moderation. Consume your PFAS in moderation. I'm going back into PFAS. I've sent myself down a whole rabbit hole that I haven't even brought up. What's happened this past week? Sorry, everyone, for all that. I hope you're super invested in all that. You're probably not. What is a grit classifier? Let's go into that. Still, school time. This is, maybe that's the name of the episode. Walker teaches science class today. What a grit classifier does pretty much does what the clarifier does, where it's like all the sand, it's slower, so the sand can settle to the bottom. The sand settles to the bottom, but is augured out with an auger into a dumpster. And then there is a skimmer arm on the top that gets all the grass and stuff and basically kicks it out. I don't need to go on. That's a good enough summary of what that thing does. Ours is really, really small. Maybe not super small, but it's not the right thing for our plant because it gets clogged a lot. So last Friday we discover it's clogged. We unclog it, which is a long, really messy process. I don't know if James has seen the pictures of it, but my boss has started taking pictures of us for it because he's thinking about starting a TikTok for the plant, which I think will be really funny.
Oh, no.
I hope he does, because I think that'd be super fun. But you'll get to see me covered.
Next Yap-Trap episode, we have Walker's boss on.
That would be terrifying.
Now that he's
terrifying. Yeah, no kidding. We've already had.
It's terrifying.
Hey, mind you, we've technically already had my boss on there now.
What?
Yeah, because I work with Carter now, and Carter's my superior.
What? That's weird.
It is, yeah.
You work at the toy place then?
No, not the toy place. No, we mow cemeteries.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
for
that.
now because I'm looking for higher paying jobs right now because my hours right now. Walker knows I have been running off of no sleep, no activity except for school and work, and it's been great. So I'm looking for higher pay and better hours. So yeah, a ton of fun.
That reminds me, we will be having Carter on again soon, which is great. And he'll finally get what he deserves with the menthol cry stick, because we forgot last time.
And and we get to talk about Toy Story, because the new Toy Story comes out soon.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Where was I? Yeah, so the thing was clogged. Very messy process. The way we can kind of figure it out when that thing is clogged is the auger will run, but then nothing's coming out. And it's like, oh boy, okay, we have to get into it now. There's another way it can clog where it's actually the effluent. Remember that term, guys? The effluent gets clogged, where it's like there's a bunch of... Because the effluent is what is coming off the top, where it's all the sand is settled out, and now it's just water and like really small stuff, like grass and stuff. Which we get a lot of grass sometimes, especially around the summertime, where it's raining and people are mowing their lawns. So sometimes, grass or other stuff will get clogged in the pipe of that effluent, or the pipe where it comes out, and that's fun. Because then the thing overflows and the whole floor in there is covered in poo water. Then you gotta stick a fire hose down there and hope you don't blow yourself up.
Walker's just constantly hoping he doesn't blow himself up at his job.
Mm-hmm. I say blow myself up, but that I just mean like hope I don't get covered in poopy.
Yes.
So not much happens after that Friday. I'm still worried about it, of course, because I'm anxious. And then comes Wednesday. Boy, oh boy, Wednesday.
Wednesday was great for me.
So first, Tuesday. Well, not really. Wednesday, pretty sure the grit classifier was clogged the day before. And on Wednesday, we had not a long storm, but it rained really, really hard, which was bad. So not only when we got down there was it clogged, the effluent pipe was also clogged. So it was two issues at once, which is not fun. So we did that, and then we went to unclogging it. Basically, what I mean when it gets clogged and the auger can't auger it out is it's like sometimes we get this weird stuff in where it's like it gets down to the bottom there and then it gets really hard. It gets really hard and it won't move, and it like cakes over where it would auger it out, so nothing can get out. It's really weird. Maybe it's like clay. Maybe it's clay.
I mean, we have a lot of sand and a lot of clay in our area, so that would make sense as well.
Yeah, it could be clay. So anyway, there's a drain to get it unclogged, or a drain to drain the thing, and that is always clogged. And you basically just have to jab a stick in there until it finally starts coming out. I have a white shirt that is no longer white because of that. It is no longer white.
What color is the shirt now?
Yellow. Polka dots of gray, and it's yellow. It is like turned yellow. It's gross. I don't know.
That's like my Yap-Trap shirt being more gray now than it is cream colored.
I don't know. I'm gonna wash it again, and if it's okay, I'll wear it. But I'm only gonna wear it for work. We also have a hose to hook up to that drain because the drain's kind of far away. The hose gets clogged, then we have to take the fire hose and shove a fire hose through it and get the hose unclogged. It's just a really lengthy process, And so once we finally got it drained enough to actually look in it, the whole grit classifier is full of sand. To the top. Full of sand. Basically what this thing is, it's like a circular drum.
Yes.
And how big would I say it is? It's probably the size of a semi-truck tire, maybe? That might be a bit too big. But something like that. It's not super big, but it's big enough. So imagine that, and it's just full of, like, I don't know, 500 pounds of sand. And so it's like, oh my gosh, we're never going to get this unclogged. So it was a lengthy process, but we did get it unclogged.
Have you ever not got it unclogged?
No. Because if we didn't get it unclogged, then the plant would not run. So we have to get it unclogged. That is necessary. And Yeah, so that that one's it's kind of weird because it's like it doesn't sound as bad if you aren't there. If you got to see this, you would understand.
Yeah.
And whenever it rains, also we have this issue because it brings in so much sand. Is our dumpsters get full a bunch? So we have dumpsters for the sand and the trash that we scoop out, and the dump truck guy comes and gets it. Every week, once a week. And so the issue with when it rains a lot is it's like we run out of dumpster space. So yeah, was it that day? Yeah, it was that day. We instantly filled one dumpster. Instantly, just like that. So the rest of the day is okay. Then Thursday comes around. Thursday's fine. But at the end, me and my coworker go and look at it, and there's just a lot of like fluffy stuff in it, which it wasn't like sand, so I don't know what the heck it was. And so I'm anxious about it. I'm like, I don't know what to do about this. We literally are supposed to leave in 15 minutes. So I text my boss about it. I kind of look at it, and he's like, we'll just leave it till tomorrow. It'll be okay. And I'm like, okay. Because it's still augering out stuff. It's not like it's clogged, but there's just a lot of fluffy stuff. Well, anyway, tomorrow comes around, which is Friday. Yesterday. Oh my gosh, that was yesterday? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that was yesterday. I felt like it's been a week. Oh.
That's how long last night was for Walker, by the way.
And just today. Today's been
a minute
funny.
A minute past 10 o'clock at night is an hour for Walker. An hour past 10 o'clock at night is a year for Walker.
Anyway,
Walker had gotten to 12 o'clock like 4 times. And sounds like he has died every time. And it doesn't fail. It is always anything past 11. He's starting to sound like death is rolling over him. Anything past 12, you're lucky to get any answer out of him. He's still playing the game. But he's not going to talk to anybody unless he is directly talked to. And even then, he will go, "What? What'd you say? Oh, yeah."
That's
true.
That's really true. If you want a reference, go watch the New Year's stream we did.
Oh, yes.
I forget what time we went to bed. I think it was like 3 a.m., wasn't it?
It was not. You went to bed at like 2 o'clock. Mind you, super late for Walker. He was struggling. But
just watch the last 2 hours of that stream. I'd probably say like 5 words.
Maybe. Yeah, it was great. Because Dayton, was it Dayton or Jeremiah? Was it both of them?
Jeremiah was there and Walter was there at one.
It was Walter, that's right. Yeah. So, because me and Jeremiah were talking like the entire time pretty much. And then you have, like, you hit this spot where he just stops talking. And I wanted to say there was a good portion where there was like 10 minutes where we kept like going, "Hey, are you there?" And then you never replied, and we're like, "Oh, I think he passed out." And then we're like, "No, he's still moving on the game."
I go nonverbal.
What were we playing?
Lethal Company.
Lethal Company, that's right.
Oh, that was great. That was a good time.
It was a great time. That was probably...
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so anything past that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of screwed myself over because I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah, we were talking about the weekend and sludge and having
because so much
yesterday.
I because I came to the realization, oh my gosh, Friday was yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
So yeah, that morning, my coworker finds it's clogged again.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not as bad, and he actually ends up getting it done himself. So it's all ready for me the night, because I am covering the weekend. What we do is we rotate and cover weekends cover the plant for weekends where it's like if there's an emergency, I show up and I do kind of some routine stuff that we always do every day. But
Joke's on Walker, though. It's always his weekend.
sometimes it feels like it. Sometimes it's like, bro, I thought it was just my weekend. Come on. So it had been lingering over my head that whole day that we were supposed to get a torrential thunderstorm. Originally, they had it that it was going to rain from 5 p. It was on average 90% chance from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. in the morning. Which I was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die tonight. I will die. Luckily, throughout the day, they drew it back because the Weather Channel's so dramatic. It drew it back. Where it ended up being now, their prediction was 8 p.m. to midnight, which was like, okay, that works. Of course, right before the storm was about to hit, which I'm glad I got there before the storm hit. It was 7:30. I get an alarm on my phone, which is a core screen fault. What the core screen is I will go into this. The first thing when the water comes into our plant is it comes to this bar screen. Basically, it's just a bunch of bars that catches trash. And what the core screen is it's basically like this machine that rakes the trash off of these bars. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
So it takes it off.
Yeah, it takes it off. So usually when this thing faults out, it's like there's so much crap in front of it that it struggles. It's like, oh, it's too much torque, and then it kicks out. Which is fine. Usually the way we fix that is we run it in reverse for just a little bit, and then run it in hand forward. And that usually fixes it. So that happened right before the storm was supposed to hit. So I come outside and I look up and I see the clouds coming, and we'll put that picture on screen now, which I think James saw that picture.
Yes, I saw that, yes.
I was like, oh my gosh. The thing that just kept running through my head was like, I'm going to die tonight. This is going to be the biggest storm I have ever dealt with. Which it was, I'm pretty sure it was. I have had one that was was pretty bad, but I think I don't think I was there for as long as I was last night. But I go out there, try to fix it. It's still not. It just wouldn't behave for some reason. So the storm hits, of course. And it's raining really hard, of course. We have systems to prevent a CSO, a combined sewer overflow. So part of the reason I was talking about combined sewers and separated sewers earlier was because the issue with combined sewers is sometimes you have to have this thing called a CSO, where the rainwater is too much. Basically, in front of the plant, there is the sewer, and there is the pipe going. There's like two pipes, basically. The one that's going to our plant, and one with a really tall wall that the water's not going over, that is straight to whatever you pump your effluent to. In our case, it's a river. And so, when it rains, a rain can sometimes it's just too much for a wastewater plant. There's nothing you can do about it. And if it's enough rain, it will get up and up and up and go over this wall and go out to the river. Unfortunately, that's just part of it. That is just that happens everywhere. That's how it is. And obviously not great, but it's like it's otherwise people's basements back up with sewage and it'd be in the streets.
Which is my fun rain story is what happened in my room because I live in the basement.
Oh yeah. Yeah, his basement flooded.
It was fun.
Yeah. So that's the reason that happens, and that is in our permit that we are allowed to have them.
So wait, what happened? So if that happens, do you have to contact somebody about that? Because
we have to report it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is then certain lab tests we do to tell them, hey, this is how bad the water was that went out. Usually it's actually not that bad because the majority of it is rainwater. We also have processes to prevent CSOs, which is called first flush. Basically, is what happens is you've seen the giant pit that we have.
Yes.
If it's empty, because sometimes it's not, because we've had... Yeah, anyway. Usually it's empty. So now, instead... the water's going up and up and up and up, and then it goes over that wall. That's to the river. But then we have a sensor that's like, oh, shoot. It's trying to do it. It's trying to do a CSO. We're going to... first of all, after it goes to that wall and goes over, it goes into this basement, I'll call it a basement, where it's then pumped out to the river. But there's a valve where it pumps out to the river where it's like you can either go to first flush or the river. So the sensor goes, oh, it's trying to do a CSO, and first flush is empty. Quickly changes the valve and redirects it to first flush and pumps it into there. So it's like we would have had a CSO, but we have this giant pit where we can basically hold a bunch of it to prevent that. So yeah, that happened, and it was extremely fast. And
mind you, the rain last night went from nothing to buckets at a time within about 5 seconds. I mean, it was quick.
It was bad.
And it was buckets for like I'm wanting to say like an hour and a half, if not longer.
Last night, after it was done raining hard, the rain was so consistent. It just didn't stop. It never stopped. And sometimes it'd pick up, sometimes it'd slow down. It'd be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And yeah, that's what happened last night. So it probably actually doesn't sound that bad, but...
And that is the long story on why Walker is tired today.
And then... I even have to talk about today, because, wow. Today. Are you on Siege right now?
I accidentally clicked on I was like, I'm sitting here messing around with my computer, and apparently OBS is open, and I'm looking at it, but apparently it wasn't the main window. I don't know how that worked, but it wasn't the main window, and so I clicked on something, and all of a sudden Siege opened. I was like, oh. And so then I had to go back down and click on OBS, and it was like, oh, hey, by the way, you opened that on accident, so...
Okay.
Would have been really funny, though, if I was just playing Siege the entire time.
Like, I'm sick of listening to this. I'm just going to play Siege. So today, my church is having a cool little event where it's like, they're originally going to camp. They were going to camp last night. Obviously, that did not happen.
Camp where? What?
They're gonna camp on my grandpa's property, and they're gonna have a whole little dinner thing, and that part got canceled. But they were still gonna do the thing this morning, which they did. Where they had breakfast. They made was like called Cowboy Coffee. I don't know what made it.
Oh,
cowboy
it was
vibes,
that.
but
I didn't realize that was like an entire thing.
yeah, that it was. I was there for a while and that was fun. But there's the time it was gonna start was 7 a.m. Mind you, I got home at 12:30 a.m. So and before I went out there, I still had to go back to work to do the morning checkup things. That's just part of the normal routine outside of being prepared if there's an emergency, which means I got up at 6:30. So I got about 5 hours, and I was exhausted. I was not feeling good. So I got there, I go to work, do all that stuff, and check everything. Everything's okay. Dumpster is full again. Just full instantly. We are running out of dumpsters right now. Like, I'm scared to go back tomorrow morning because I'm going to be like, this is just going to have to go on the floor. I don't know. But, and that does happen sometimes. Sometimes we just have to put it on the floor. But all is well. All is well. And I bring some of my airsoft guns because they said they want to do some stuff with airsoft guns. And I grab my dad's chair because he forgot his chair. So I'm heading out there. And I'm like, I have it. I have the property in my sights. And I see everyone. And then I get a text on my phone. I looked, on my work phone. And I look down at my work phone. And you know what it is?
What?
Core screen fault.
Oh, no.
The thing that kept screwing up last night. The rake thing. It faulted out again. I just got there. And now I have to leave.
And that's when Walker slammed his car into a tree.
I about snapped. I was like, oh, okay. I see how it is. And my boss was at this thing, and he was like, "You want some breakfast before you have to go back?" And I was like, "No." I was mad. I wasn't mad at him. I was just mad at the situation. I was mad. And so, I forgot to mention this. I was low on gas.
Oh?
I was really low on gas. And I was like, I don't want to wait any longer. I'm just going to go out there. So once I get there, it's like I have 8 miles 8 miles before I empty, which is not enough to get back to town. No, what was it? It was 6 miles to empty, which is not enough to get back to town. But I was like, well, thinking about it on the way there, I was like, well, once I get there and it's time to leave, I will just go to this other town. There's a town closer to this place, and I was like, and it's 4 miles away, so I was like, okay, I can make that. So when I leave, I'll just go to this place and get gas there. So now that I have to leave again, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll go to this town real quick before I head back to my town and deal with the issues. I get there with 1 mile till empty. And I get to the gas station, and the first pump I see, out of order. I'm like, okay, we'll swing around. The one behind that one, out of order. The one behind that one, out of order. The one in the back, behind the gas station, out of order.
Oh, no.
I am stuck. I am stranded. I'm like, I was so mad. I was livid. There's not many times where I truly get mad. But 5 hours of sleep. I just got to the place I was supposed to go, and I'm getting called back to work. And now I'm stranded in some other town.
Mind you, that town had nothing else but that gas station.
Yes, town, the only commercial location in that town is that gas station, and it had no gas.
Yeah.
I was mad, so I texted my dad. I'm sorry, but I'm stranded in insert town name here. I need your help. Luckily, this was my only saving grace. The only thing that made it so my dad didn't have to go all the way back to my town, then go all the way to this town with a gas tank and fill mine up. He was like, okay. My dad works at a place that works on tractors and sells them in this town.
I was just about to say there's a tractor dealership there.
Yes,
okay.
and I was so lucky.
I didn't know you worked there now.
That I found that he said they have diesel and gas tanks there. Just drive over there if you have enough gas, and we can pump some for you, and I will pay the company. Tell them it was just an emergency. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. So I make it there, of course. Thank goodness I make it there, and I get gas, and whew, that was close. And at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to go back to this church thing, dude. I don't want to go back. Like, I am done with today as a whole, and I want to sleep. Anyway, I go back home, I go to work, and I fix the issue again, and I go to my house, and I'm like, I'm staying in town for an hour because I don't want to drive all the way back out there again, and then it has another issue, and I have to leave, because that would just make me even more mad. And also, at that point, I was still debating, like, do I even still want to go? Have I embarrassed myself too much to even go? Anyway, so an hour passes, and then I get to go, and we had a great time. I don't know if me running on 5 hours of sleep should have been handling weaponry and firearms, but I did. And that was fun. I always love shooting.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you wanted to go tomorrow, because me and Emily, I'm planning on taking her out tomorrow, so.
I would if I could. My mom want me to do some yard work for her, so. And some other stuff. I got other stuff going on tomorrow, but yeah. Man, I'm hungry. We're gonna have to take.
We're at an hour and 15. We're at an hour and 15 for this, and there's not much cutting that Trevor can do.
Yeah,
so
I guess there's not much else anyway, so that kind of helps. But yeah, I mean, we're shooting. We get to shoot, and that was fun. Then we had steaks for lunch. That was great.
Actually, never mind. I was gonna say I wish I knew that was going on today, but at the same time, I didn't have time today.
Yeah.
So we'll go into my day because my day was a lot shorter. My week and day was a lot shorter. So we'll go into that next episode.
Oh wait, yeah. I'm sorry. I do have a little more. Yeah, we did trap shooting, and then I come home at.
I wish I'm wanting to go so bad. That's why I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah, trap shooting tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I have a clay thrower, and
that's so nice.
We have clay thrower, and then we also have the range over by our house that nobody ever goes to. So
nice. That's awesome.
And it's nice because I don't have to like ask my dad to. Well, I'm gonna tell him that we're going, but I don't like have to be like, oh, you have to go with us because I have my own Void card now, and I have my own guns. So
nice. You didn't already have a Void card?
Before, no, I was because legally in Illinois you can shoot as long as somebody has a Void card and it's their guns. You can shoot, but I didn't have a Void card yet, and it was because 18 to 21, it is so hard to get a Void card.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to have a parent, and because you got yours when you were like super young, correct?
I got mine when I was 18. When I turned 18.
You got yours? Oh, okay. I thought you got yours a lot earlier than that. So the issue is you have to have your parents sign off on it, and they don't have a paper copy anymore. and it's all online. And having your parental sign off is a lot harder to do than you'd think. So I just waited till I was 21 to get my void card.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I was already like planning on getting it, and I was trying to get it when I was 18, but could not get it to work type stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah,
But-
now to finish out the timeline, we're almost all done here. I get home from all that at 2:30, and I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm going to pass out. So I passed out until about 6:30. No, more like 6:15. And I wake up. I'm like, oh, I feel a lot better, but no, yeah. And so, yeah, I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay. Let me look at the messages I've got. And then I look, and I have a message from James an hour ago. I'm heading home. We can do flight sim when I get there. And then another message. I'm home. And I'm like, oh no, I forgot. I was like, I don't have the brain capacity to do flight sim right now. So here we are. Now you know the full timeline of everything that's happened in the last probably 24 hours.
And to make everybody feel better, our editor Trevor had a nap, and he rated it a 6 out of 10. Yep. Decent nap, I think.
I'd say my nap was a 8 out of 10.
I had to sleep on the couch last night.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
it was flooded.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Again, another topic for the next episode, because we're at an hour and 20 minutes, and I need to grab my charger for my phone and grab some food. I know Walker's grabbing food too, so
yeah.
I think we're safe to sign this off, unless you have more to add about your timeline.
No, I don't think so. Thanks for letting me talk so much this one. Now it's your turn.
I was gonna say I'm going to do the outro, since I have said a countable amount of words in this episode. So thank you for coming and watching our video. If you've even made it this far, it was a great conversation. However, I was not able to keep track of all of it because I do not understand any of it. If you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, go check out our merch. I think it's great for anybody because we can all be Yap-Traps. So I think that's all we need to say.
I think
Have a great day, everybody.
You covered
Have
it.
a great day, everybody. See you in the next episode.
Stay. Keep on yapping. Keep on trapping. Or something. I don't know. That's not a catchphrase we have. Bye.